Welcome back, class. You ever looked around your classroom and thought, this is basically the Muppet Show? Someone's shouting across the room, someone's telling bad jokes, and somehow you're just Kermit trying to hold it all together with a smile. But that's what makes the Muppets great. It's joyful chaos that somehow works. So today, we are diving into our favorite Muppet movies, our favorite Muppets themselves, and a wild challenge. We are remaking famous comedies with the Muppets, just with one character who stays human. All this and more in a 70 years of pure Muppet madness episode of The Fandalorians. Teachers by day, nerds by night.
That is the bell. Class is in session. Welcome. I was excited to the Fandalorians podcast. Teachers by day, nerds by night. We are the #1 pop culture podcast by public school teachers. Each and every other week, we bring you the latest entertainment news, reviews, debates with a fun teacher twist. And we're proud members of the Unfiltered Studios Podcasting Network. Friendships, banter, good nature, trash talking. Hit us up at the Fandalorians mailbag at gmail.com. You can text us at 631-494-3632. We will read everything you text on the podcast. We do get new listeners all the time still. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Mr. Richardson, 4th grade teacher, and the man who had a Steph Curry moment at the Harlem Wizards game.
Was this your one time a year playing basketball?
Well, first of all, because of the knee, I can't even actually run anymore like that, so it wasn't that. But I was assistant coaching. I'm there. Mr. G was there, but he didn't see this. I see some students of mine coming in. They're saying hi. I meet this one dad, and the dad was like, "Oh, you playing this person?" I'm like, "No." Dad's like, "Yeah, I ball every week. We're gonna watch you shoot." He goes to the stands. Another kid says the same thing. I'm shooting threes. I miss my first shot, and then I'm like, "All right, I got to get it in the basket." So I make the layup. You go for the free throw. You got to get that warm up in there. You got to see it go in. I hit a three. I hit another three. I hit another three in a row. On my kids, I swear to God, McDonald, I hit 10 straight threes.
I believe it.
From the top. You know that if you have not played in a while, game back where suddenly it's like I never left. We've all experienced it. I've watched you do it to me. You've watched me do it to you over the years. I hit 10 straight. And now the crowd at this point is like, oh, because there's not the people are filtering in, but Mr. Richardson's out there netting these things. McDonald, they were net.
But
and
not
the
a
ones
show.
I missed,
didn't even touch rim.
The ones
So,
I missed.
let me explain this to Charlie. Go. So a 3-pointer is a basketball shot that is worth 3 points.
Yeah.
No, I got that.
Like he had phased out on, Harlem Wizard. And he was there.
I was there. I was working the door.
And the McDonald with this. When you're hot, when your misses roll in and go out, like they just could have went in. So I ended up 13 for 15 before I walked off. And
Did
now
you leave on a make, and you're like, I
left.
Yep, absolutely, smart man.
And then the kids were like, Mr. Richardson, you were on fire. The dad was like it. All these other parents had seen it. I'm like, listen. I was like, what? That's just what I do, guys. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah,
it was like a giant bucket.
I love the false humbleness.
Yeah, I was like, guys, we're just shooting around. We're having a good time it's for the kids, guys.
You're like, I wasn't perfect. I did miss 2.
Yeah, I did miss 2, and the win. Adjust left to the right 2 to 3 inches. New York City public school teacher, the man who used to burn me when he used to shoot threes all the time, and he's sore everywhere. Mr. McDonald, connection?
Mr. Richardson, much like you, we are getting older. One of the things that I like to do in the summer is I like to go to the gym, but I never have time like during the school year. What I found out is my son signed up for some sort of pitching project at a baseball place, and right next to the baseball place is a Planet Fitness. When he goes to the gym, I go to the gym because I'm not going to sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
And man, what a mistake, because everything hurts.
Yeah.
Like even just recovering from soreness used to take like a day. Now it's like being hungover. I gotta wait like 3 days before I can like move again.
You're looking at the stairs. My knees are buckling. I don't say I'm old though. I'm definitely. I still say I'm young. And I took my new motto is, and I think I told you guys, it's very simple. If I die tomorrow, they're gonna say I died young. So as long as I'm in that zone where, wow,
yeah,
49. Oh my god, he died so young. That's what I'm rocking. But at some point, if I'm like 95, they're not gonna say that.
Right.
And that's when I know it's over.
Ultimately, what I decided is I want to work out, not for me, not for my family, not for any of that stuff. I want to work out because secretly I have to be prepared that if a terrorist takes over the train, I can fight them off.
Right. I'm gonna see it on the news and I'm like, wait, McDonald's on that train. He's fine. He's gonna take care of this whole thing. He's been training for this. You stand up, you have your little Planet Fitness shirt on. Just ready to rock. Other co-teacher, Mr. G, has finished yet another book.
I finished lots of books. Actually, I have 3 quick books to talk about. One, my custodian, Angie, who is a college student, she had to read 1,000 Splendid Suns. And I was like, whatever. I'm like, if the college professor assigns this book, I'll read it. So I listened to it. It was a nice book. It was about Afghanistan. So I liked it. It was a good book. And it's funny, she would come in at the end of the day and we'd quick chat about what was going on in the book. Then I read a book that Mrs. McDonald recommended, the Book of Lost Names. So I read that book. It was a World War II historical fiction book. And then I wanted to bring up One Punch Man. So I've been reading, instead of scrolling on my phone, I've been reading mangas, and I've been reading One Punch Man. I was sitting on the couch, and I'm actually physically reading them because you can't listen to the mangas, and I get them from the library. And I was like cracking up hysterically. It's just a really funny manga. It just makes me laugh.
That's it. Wow, we have nothing else. There's no guests. There's nothing happening.
Wait a minute. I did have one other thing I wanted to say. I totally forgot to mention it. I've started watching Dairy Girls.
Oh, Dairy Girls is fantastic.
Yes. So we talked about it, a podcast ago, and Corinne, she's one of the ladies in my book club, was like, Charlie, she listens to our show, by the way. She's like, Charlie, you totally got to watch that show. It's hilarious. So I did. And
how long did it take for you to get used to the accents? Like half an episode?
Yeah, like half an episode. I had to get into it, and it was fine.
Well, tell Corinne she's welcome on the podcast anytime. We love guys.
Gotcha. All right.
That's it for us. We have a lot to do, a lot of Muppet madness going on, a lot of news to break.
And regular non-Muppet madness as well.
Yeah. And that happens after this. The morning announcements.
Mandalorian fans, won't you lend me an ear? I hope this podcast sound is crystal clear. Now listen up, people, I got something to say. These are the morning announcements for today.
Richardson, that was a fantastic transition.
I don't know. I'm happy to get there sometime, guys. I really
are. We getting good at our jobs?
Yeah, it's been 4 years. We're getting great at our job. All right, Tom Brady, legendary Tom Brady, McDonald, greatest quarterback of all time. Quick answer.
Unfortunately, yes.
Reveal that his new dog, Junie, is a clone of his late pit bull mix, Lua, who died in 2023. The cloning was done by Colossal Biosciences, a company Brady invests in, using a blood sample from Lua. Brady called it a second chance for his family, though many fans have raised ethical concerns about cloning pets. This real quick, guys. Would you ever clone a pet if you could? Does cloning bring real comfort or raise moral and scientific concerns about playing creator with animals? What's your thoughts on this?
I think it was when I first heard this news, was it last week? I thought it was weird because it's not the same dog.
Or is it?
It's not.
Nice.
The dog has
Theseus?
It's like twins. They have different personalities. So it's like, yeah, they're genetically the same, but they're still different. I'm assuming this dog is like a twin. It's like genetically the same, but its personality could be different.
I mean, you could get another pet that looks similar because some breeds looks, you could buy another, you got a lab, you can buy another lab. Maybe it looks similar. I don't think I would clone a pet. I don't think I want another pet that looks like the first pet. I have seen too many cloning situations go bad in cinema and movies and I just don't trust the idea of clones. And yes, I did what I always do. I did some research into it. I got Star Wars 2 Attack of the Clones. It didn't end so well. Multiplicity. As you make clones, it falls apart. And the greatest
Well,
clone series-
multiplicity is when you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
but he was cloning himself.
Yeah, but he was making a copy of that copy, and that's why each successive copy got worse and worse and worse.
But they were kind of
They're
clones,
still clones,
right?
but
They're
yes.
clones. They're cloning
No, but
themselves.
have you ever made a copy of a handout from that, not the original handout, from the second handout, and it's a little blurry and it's a little rough?
But if
Every
you're
time
making
you
a living
copy a
creature,
copy, it gets
Yeah.
it gets
yeah, I
watered
understand.
down.
Right? Okay, so
But it's still the same idea.
Yeah, the premise was it was a cloning procedure. There was a copy of a clone of a clone. But honestly, the biggest cloning series of all time, we all know it. It's Jurassic Park. It's literally cloning. And you saw how that turned out over 6 movies and multiple deaths. I won't even get into the clone saga and Spider-Man. I'm not doing it, McDonald. What about you?
Well, look, what I think this is a rich guy flex.
He invests in the company.
Yeah. Having said that, by the way, the company is called Colossal Biosciences. Look, if that is not an evil company from a movie, I don't know what is.
You know, that's a
It is
great,
like
yeah.
it is act 1 of a horror movie.
Is that the Dire Wolf company that did that?
It might be.
You know, McDonald, 10 points for Gryffindor there because you're 100% right. Those are villains. That is an evil empire waiting to happen. This is the beginning of the end.
No, this is act 1 of a, sort of sci-fi thriller horror kind of contemporary reflection of society.
Pig, it was a
No,
lamb. Now we're
it's the-
doing pets.
It's the company that brought back that genetically
wolf?
engineered the gray wolf into a dire wolf. Remember that news that was back?
Yeah,
It was back
yeah,
in
I remember.
April.
That's
That's the company.
gonna be fun, guys. We're all gonna be
What we
doing it.
need now is
This is a Jurassic Park.
we're going to see a headline on like the news. Somebody's going to be out there and be like, this is an affront to God. And
Yeah.
then that's going to be the argument and it's going to be chaos.
It's gonna be dinosaurs. It's gonna happen. We're ready. They're gonna do the peaceful ones because they think that's smart, and it's gonna like try to kill you, and that's the end of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're all doomed. We're gonna be dead soon. However, we might be able to watch Stargate before we're killed by raging dinosaurs, which is officially returning to television with brand new streaming series on Prime Video. New shows being spearheaded by a familiar face, Martin Giro, who is set to write and executive produce. He's a veteran of the franchise, having worked as a story editor on Stargate Atlantis. Huge vote of confidence from longtime fans. The news comes over a decade after the last series, Stargate Universe, ended in 2011. He promised a new iteration that would be something extraordinary for both devoted fans who have kept the gate active, in quotes. Get it? It's the Stargate. You guys got it. He gets it. He gets it. Joined by producers Joby Harold and Tori Tunnel. I think I may have nailed every name so far.
You
Oh,
just
they
had to
did.
jinx it, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. Who recently
Now
worked
you're
on
going to mess
shows
up
like
Obi-Wan
Monster,
Kenobi.
Legacy of Monsters, and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi.
He's a friend of the show. Hopefully he's listened by now. Maybe he's a friend, so we got to be careful. All right, been a decade since the last Stargate series ended, and fans are thrilled. Is this necessary to tell the story? Are we just pulling IP, nostalgia? Charlie, what's your thoughts?
So I recently, I think over the summer, it was over the summer. I watched both seasons of Quantum Leap, the new version of the Quantum Leap, and I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't a reboot; it was a continuation, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't watch Stargate. I watched Quantum Leap as a kid, and I rewatched, like I said, and I enjoyed it. So, for people that are fans of Stargate that watch this, they're probably going to enjoy it.
I mean, look, is this necessary? I bet you Prime likes it. What Prime is probably betting on one of their IP kind of grabs is going to catch, because the Lord of the Rings didn't quite really catch. What was the other one? Like the Ring of Power? No, that was the Lord of the Ring ones.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of other like IP grabs that they're looking for something. So it would be really nice if this worked for Prime Video. Look, I watched Stargate. I watched the first series. I watched most of it because I liked MacGyver was the main character in the TV show.
Yes.
And so I liked him. I loved the first movie. I mean, if you look at pictures of me in the 90s, I had James Spader's hair. Fortunately, I don't have James Spader's hair now,
No,
but
not at all.
actually, look, I'll back up. I'll see the trailer, be like, "Ooh, this looks good," and then I'll watch it.
All right, we're done with this stuff. We're here today for the 70th anniversary of the Muppets. McDonald, the transition, please.
So we're having a building meeting. So, Mr. Richardson, it's time to play the music. In fact, it is time to light the lights. It is time to get things started on our Muppet Madness show tonight.
Come on down to the building meeting. Come on down today. There's many things to talk about. Yes, you have to stay. Urgent things to discuss. So lose that face of disgust. No, this couldn't be an email. So come on down today. Building meeting today. Oh, yeah. It's the building meeting today.
Guys, let's do a little background about the Muppets. The Muppets are a unique and enduring set of characters created by Jim Henson starting in the 1950s. In fact, it was 70 years ago this year. They're not just puppets. What are they, Charlie?
They're marionettes. So they're marionettes and puppets. Together, you get a Muppet.
Oh, that's it.
Ah,
The
so
more you know.
they are known for their very specific style of humor and storytelling that makes them perfect for parody. So let's talk about some of the key elements of Muppet comedy. Number one is the meta humor and the fourth wall. The Muppets constantly acknowledge that they are performers putting on a show. The format of the Muppet Show was a chaotic variety show about putting on a show. This self-awareness allows them to break the fourth wall, make fun of their own productions, and directly comment on the genres that they are parodying. Parodying? Did I say that right?
Parodying.
Yeah, it is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, parody.
But anyway, it is ideal for movie remakes. Now, the foundational archetypes. The Muppet cast works like a comedic stock company, allowing them to step in almost any role. So Kermit the Frog is the straight man. He's earnest, overwhelmed, but competent, and he's leading this team in organized chaos. Miss Piggy is the diva, the romance, the force of nature who demands your attention. Fozzie Bear is the nervous comedian. Gonzo is the true eccentric, existing purely for performance and chaos. And then lastly, the Muppets blend worlds. The Muppets are famous for seemingly integrating with human actors in the real world. Unlike some cartoon characters, they're often treated like real people in the universe of the story, which is why the concept of having one human character reacting to a world of Muppets is so incredibly effective. They ground their absurd behavior in a somewhat real-world setting. So, Mr. Richardson, let's talk about our favorite Muppet movie.
We're each going to drop our favorite Muppet film. Why we like it, I'll just start talking because McDonald, you've been talking, and I'm going to go with the Muppet Christmas Carol for a couple of reasons. Mostly because I've seen it 50, 60 times at most. I've seen it more than any other Muppet film ever. Where we live, we go to Port Jeff Theater 3 every year to see the Christmas Carol with my students in fourth grade. I've been doing it for 25 years. We've been going, and I realized maybe 2 or 3 years in, they use the official text, the language. It's tweaked slightly. They wrote it, but sometimes it's confusing. Sometimes I know the kids get a little confused, and as years have gone by, many of these kids have never seen any version of this. They don't know. So before we go to this play, every year we show the Muppet version in class because the Muppet version is the best version, is the best Dickens version ever. It uses the exact same language, the same lines from the play, but you have Gonzo there to, I won't say kidify it, to basically to narrate it, to explain a little bit what's going on better, but they still continue to use the actual prose from the original text throughout the entire show, throughout the entire movie. And you have playing Scrooge. Who plays Scrooge? I'm blanking on the name now.
Michael Caine.
Thank you, Michael Caine, who plays it completely straight the whole time. As McDonald said a minute ago, he's perfect for this. He does a great job. Everyone else is Muppets. The music is great, and the kids in my class have learned that we're gonna when we watch the Christmas Carol. I actually have the lyrics up there so they can read the words because the song is telling part of the story. We learn that part of it too. Great version. I've seen it multiple times. That's mine. Holds up. Charlie, what's yours?
Interestingly, talking about this, I was looking at all of the movies from the Muppet movies, and the Christmas Carol is literally the only one I've actually remember watching, and I watched it last year for the first time. I grew up watching the Muppet Show. I remember my parents, we had a record of the Muppet Show record album. So I would listen to the record.
Was it the Christmas album?
No, it was just
no, it was like an episode, but it's like an audio. It's like
yeah.
a podcast.
Because my mom had on record, first of all, it sounds like I was born in like the 1600s. My mom had on record John Denver and the Muppets, and they had an entire Christmas album.
No, we didn't have that one.
It was fantastic. Still is.
I watched Muppet Babies Saturday mornings. I used to watch that. And then back, now it's 10 years ago, the Muppets, they had that reboot where they kind of did like an adult version of the Muppet Show. I watched that.
Yeah, it was good.
But I had never watched the movies.
Even the newer ones, the one from 2011 and 2014?
No, I like I said, the first Muppet movie I watched was the Christmas Carol, and that was last year.
Well, do you know how many Muppet movies there's actually been?
6.
Official? 8.
Oh.
Now, for me, I grew up watching the Muppet movies, like the original Muppet movie I loved. But much like Mr. Richardson, I loved Muppet Christmas Carol. I loved Muppet Treasure Island. That is my second runner-up because I feel like that's where the Muppets really kind of hit their stride when they learn to adapt previously existing materials. And that's kind of what we're doing today. But my favorite Muppet movie of all time is Muppets Take Manhattan.
I knew that was a movie. I just never watched it.
Yeah.
So that's the one where they're like just starting out? Or what is the...
No, so...
I can't remember that well.
Well, remember, the first movie was the Muppet movie.
Where they're making the show.
Yes.
Okay.
Muppets Take Manhattan is the Muppets. They're going to Broadway with their college musical Manhattan Melodies so they can find a producer. They are looking for a producer. They find a producer, and then Kermit the Frog actually gets hit by a car and gets amnesia.
Yes, I saw this a bunch of
times. And then he becomes like a businessman. Yeah. And when I was a kid, I thought this was hysterical because his name was Bill. And he was and he came in with like a bunch of other businessmen who were frogs, and it was Bill, it was Gil, it was Phil, it was Lil. And when you were, what year did this movie come out? 1984. So I was 7 years old when this movie came out, and I thought it was the funniest thing that ever happened. And it has one of my favorite Muppet songs of all time. It has "Together Again."
Isn't it Piggy knocking him out that puts him back?
Well, that's how, So Piggy actually karate chops him.
And he wakes up. Yeah.
Now, it is so funny. This actually, because this is, they're making fun of New York in the late 70s, early 80s, which it was not the safest place to be.
Nope.
And in the movie, somebody steals Miss Piggy's purse. And so he's running away. Miss Piggy chases him down and catches him. And then a police officer shows up, and it's Miss Piggy grabbing her purse back. And so the criminal says to the cop, "She stole my purse." And then Miss Piggy gets arrested. And is it a great movie? No. But a lot of it is just when you see a movie at the right time. I do. I love this movie. I also, I remember watching it with my family. It's nice.
Kermit has we all mentioned Kermit a little bit, and he's one of the most popular Muppet characters. But I want to lead into our next segment, which is your favorite Muppet character. You got the Kermits, the Miss Piggy, the Fozzie. I mentioned Gonzo a little while ago. You got Stalter and
Statler.
Right? Statler. God, I knew I'd mess up his own name. And Pepe the King Prawn, which I didn't know that well. He came later in the game. but he's also popular.
He's a fan favorite of late.
He's
like the most popular modern one.
Yeah.
You know how like Elmo wasn't around years ago, and then Elmo pulled up, and suddenly Big Bird wasn't as popular. That's what happened.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Big Bird's corner.
McDonald, who's your favorite?
All right. This is an easy one. I'm so glad I got to go first. If you ask my wife loves Beaker because she loves Beaker's voice. Now, see, exactly. Now, my favorite character is I also love the way that they kind of have to shoehorn him in sometimes into a lot of movies and TV shows. I love the Swedish Chef.
It's funny, the Swedish Chef. When you were a kid, did you get Crunchy Stars, the cereal?
I wasn't rich like you, Charlie.
Oh, I said this before that it was my mom never really bought us a lot of like junk food and stuff, but she would always buy us like those sugar cereals or like the Nintendo cereal. She would buy those things, and Swedish Chef had Crunchy Stars, and they were the worst things ever. I just remember being like, it was like cardboard with like cinnamon. It was terrible.
Like sugar, cinnamon, cardboard.
It was just, yes, they were terrible. Crunchy Stars.
And what I do love is, and I know it's an old bit, but I love when you cannot understand a character, but everyone else does. You know, whether it's Chewbacca or R2-D2 or any character, that the Swedish Chef will be like, fruity. They're like, yeah, it's right down over there. I'll go get it for you.
So, before I even get to my character, that is the reason, the fact that they would understand him and he wouldn't. That is what I always did with my kids when they were babies. They would say stuff and they're like, what? I mean, but 7 o'clock, I don't know if I'm going to make it. You can go. Well, I don't even, and they're just, but why would you put it there? But why would you put it there? Like I do all the time.
It would be babble and be like, I don't know why a duck would wear pants.
Yeah, they're just saying gibberish, and I would pretend like I'm talking to them. It was so much fun, but I got it from that, and obviously the Chewbacca thing. Mine's boring though, but Kermit was always my favorite. Mostly,
well, I mean, look, I knew somebody was going to pick Kermit, so I had to go kind of.
The reason why is, and not even as you know, as
you know how hard it is to be the straight man.
Not even the straight man. It's he's the person trying to fix the chaos. Like everything's on him all the time. The entire Muppet universe falls apart without his leadership. Like he's the one who's staying calm. He's the one who's completely focused. He listens to everyone. And in the Muppet Show, I used to wonder, like, someone would say something to him, complain. He'd go over, have a scene, and then in the middle, someone would come by. Hey, you got to go check on Gonzo for this. Figure this out. He's running around. I just liked
putting out 8 fires.
Yeah, I liked him stomp out fires and just run it. And that's why in Muppet Manhattan, when he gets hit, they're like, yo, we can't do nothing. Because he's running everything calmly. Miss Piggy's nuts. He's running everything.
And Mr. Richardson, from a wrestling perspective, you know, you need somebody to sell the fight, to sell the hits, to sell. And Kermit, he has to be the straight guy. And sometimes it sucks to be the straight guy. But you need them to set up the jokes, to sell the jokes. And he is just out there doing the Lord's work.
Charles, who do you like?
I don't know, because the Muppets have been in my life for as long as I can remember. And when you've experienced life and see these characters and thinking back, you're like, you evolve, you grow, you mature. So like my point of view of the characters have changed over time. Like when I was a kid, I'm assuming I probably liked Fozzie or like Animal or whatever. But like now watching Fozzie, I can't. I don't find him funny. I don't find it like annoys me. And then like as a kid, I probably didn't like Miss Piggy because of whatever. But now like I get it. I get the humor, so I enjoy it. So I don't know if I really have a favorite one, but I said, Kermit is one. Like, as a kid, I'm like, oh, he's the boring guy. But now as an adult, he's the one I identify with the most.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that the Muppets, they did an excellent job of kind of layering their humor, because there are jokes for 7-year-olds. Yeah. There are jokes for 47-year-olds. There are jokes for 87-year-olds.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, of course, your opinion is going to change. When you're a kid, you think Fozzie Bear is the funniest thing ever. I am sure that I walked into class one day and went waka waka waka, thinking it was the funniest thing in the world.
But as you get older,
Yeah.
the Statler and
Waldorf.
are like the best ones up
Yeah.
there, man. Jokes.
I
Listen,
always thought they were funny, though. I always thought they were funny.
So I pulled this out. I had to do it, guys. I pulled up 6 or 7 of their little bits, their little comments to them. I just had them written down here. Just a couple of them real quick, but they're funny. And I'm reading them like, yo. And they're up there talking to each other. Do you believe in life after death? Yeah. Yeah. I left the show early last night. Oh, this show is awful, terrible, disgusting. I'll see you next week. Or I liked it better when I was asleep. They're at it again. Yeah, unfortunately, so are we. I wonder if there's really life on other planets. Why? Because I'm trying to get off of this one. And the show really improves every week. Yeah, it improves our chances of leaving early. And this is the last one. And this one I distinctly remember as a kid because I remember this conversation and I was hoping to find it. When it was over, one of them goes, "That was wonderful. Bravo. I loved it. It was great. Well, it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. And there were parts that weren't very good. It could have been a lot better. I didn't really like it. It was terrible. Horrendous. Shouldn't have been on. Hated it. Whole way through. Killed me. I love them. Favorite character. They're also my honorable mention. Like you said, Charles, I got the jokes early and realizing, they're saying some pretty funny stuff up there. And they were stealing the show. Like, I remember Fozzie would say stuff, hey, stop, you're ruining my act. And they would be like, we're the only ones getting laughs. Like, in the middle of it. It's time for us to cast our own Muppet movie. But before we get to that, we got one more thing to do. McDonald, how do you support the show?
All right, let's talk about how you can support the show. If you are buying or selling a home, you can give a big thanks to our oldest sponsor, Adler Real Estate Group. Mention the Fandalorians and get up to $5,000 back at closing. Seriously. Now, grab some merch. You can hit up our TeePublic store. The link is in our bio. All proceeds go to Laney's Legacy of Hope, helping families facing pediatric cancer. 100% goes to the cause. That's laneyslegacyofhope.org. On Long Island, visit Red Shirt Comics in downtown Port Jeff, the official comic shop of the Fandalorians. If you're not local, shop at your local hometown comic stop. All right, say cheese with LJ Photography. From engagements to family portraits, LJ Photography captures life's best moments based right here on Long Island. You can follow them on Instagram at LJ_photography_LI. And lastly, Kanopy Kings. If you're throwing a party, a backyard bash, a wedding, a sweet 16, you name it, they've got it. Custom vibes, stress-free setups, and bouncy castles galore. Rule the party with Kanopy King.
All right, those are our sponsors. Please support them. They support us. Charlie, this is your baby. This is your brainchild. You have me working hard on this today. I barely understood what was going on because I don't read text well, but can you explain to our listeners exactly what we're attempting to pull off the next couple of episodes?
We're going to be kicking off a new ongoing, continuing segment of our Muppet Madness movie pitch bracket. So just like your March Madness brackets where you have 4 quadrants, we're going to do a comedy bracket, we're going to do a drama bracket, action bracket, and then a flex bracket, which is anything that doesn't fit one of those 3. So today, we're going to start with building and thinking about what movies are we going to put into our comedy bracket.
All right, so we're going to pitch some of the ideas we have. Some of us have more than one. It's okay. We're going to throw out some ideas, have a couple chuckles, share some thoughts, try to have fun with it. Anyone want to pitch one first?
All right, I put entirely too much work into this one. I didn't want to do a movie that would kind of just feel like another Muppet movie. I wanted something a little bit different. My first pitch is for the movie Dumb and Dumber, with Mary Swanson as the only human character. And then for Harry and Lloyd, you're ready? Gonzo and Fozzie Bear.
That works.
Okay, that's good. I like that. All right, what else you got?
Oh, me? Keep going?
I got one.
Okay, we'll go ahead.
I got one. So over the week I watched In the Army Now with my son, starring who is that? Pauly Shore. Yeah, and then I watched Stripes. Oh. And then I thought to myself, you know what we need? We need like that kind of movie where it's an In the Army Now, but it's the Muppets are all of our are all of the people that go to boot camp.
Yeah. So you're going to make the drill sergeant the human?
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. That's a good one.
And it would be Stripes. We'll just literally call it Muppet Stripes or In the Army Now or something like that. I'm just going to put in working title Stripes.
All right. I have another one that's a little bit more adult. So if they wanted to kind of like age it up a little bit, but you ready? The Muppets remaking The Hangover, where the only...
That's mine.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So
Who do you have for the only human? I'll do mine right after, though.
I have the only human is Alan. That's Zach Galifianakis.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Here's mine. The Hangover again. The human I have is the girl he marries. What's her name?
What's her name? It is...
I'll just say the girl who played the role of the girl, whatever. Kermit's missing. So Phil, Pretty Boy, or whoever is Fozzie Bear. Stu is Gonzo, and Animal as Alan.
Heather Graham, by the way.
And Heather Graham is the only human. And I have a lot of information, but we'll come back to it later.
See, my only problem with that pitch is I don't know if that's a big enough character. Or wait, how about ready? The only human character is the baby. So this one, we're going to go a little bit younger, a little bit more family friendly. The Muppets are going to remake Home Alone, where the parents are Kermit and Miss Piggy, and the only human character is Harry, one of the
one of the burglars. Who's going to be Macaulay Culkin?
It's going to be Robin the Frog.
Oh, because he's little. Like, yeah. All right. I was thinking of which Adam Sandler comedy would I like to watch? And I honestly would like it to be Happy Gilmore, because I was thinking of a Caddyshack type movie with the golf, and Happy Gilmore is kind of a play on Caddyshack. So either Muppets do a Caddyshack or Muppets do Happy Gilmore. Problem with Happy Gilmore is it would have to be, I feel like Shooter would have to be the human character, but he's in there. But if they redid Caddyshack, the human character would be Chevy Chase's character.
See, I disagree. I think it should be Bill Murray's character.
As the human character?
Yeah.
Yep, that could work.
Because, and I'll tell you why
I would do, you know what? I just talked myself into it. I would do Caddyshack over.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have because it's still a Muppet and he's trying to kill the little puppet.
Right. Because it's funny. Do you guys ever hear the quote about Tim Curry and Michael Caine? They said that Muppet Christmas Carol works so well because Michael Caine treats the Muppets like they're real actors. Treasure Island works because Tim Curry treats himself like he's a Muppet. And I think Bill Murray's character is very Muppet-like.
Okay.
All right. I got two more for you, Richardson.
Okay, wait. Let me throw some in there.
Okay.
Actually, you go, because I have some people who pitched some ideas. So
okay. All right. Ready?
Okay.
And I've been saving my best ones for last. So this is my second favorite one. You ready, Richardson? Ready, Mr. G?
Lay it on us.
The Muppets remake Ghostbusters. Now, the lone human character is Walter Peck, because I find that Muppet movies work best when the villain is an actual human.
Exactly.
Because you can't make there are no Muppet bad guys that you could easily do. And I don't want to make Kermit the Frog play a bad guy. That's just not going to work. And it's funny, while looking at a lot of these movies, not a lot of female Muppets other than Miss Piggy.
Yeah, there's Miss Piggy and the singer.
Yeah, but Mr. Richardson, check this out. Who would Kermit play, of course? Dr. Peter Venkman. Dr. Ray Stantz would be Bunsen Honeydew.
Okay.
Egon Beaker.
I honestly think we could have a show in itself of arguing the casting of this or that.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be ready. That's going to be a subplot next time. I want to recast Ghostbusters because I
hold on. So Winston Zedmore would be Fozzie. Dana, of course, would be Miss Piggy. And this is the best one of all. Louis Gonzo.
Yes, that would make sense. But see,
I'm not good with that one. All right, we ready? We got to put a pin on the Ghostbusters.
All right, put a pin in it.
Hold on. All right, go ahead, Mr. Richardson, and I got one more.
We got to come back to.
I got another one too.
All right, ready? I reached out to some friends of the show, FOTS as I call them, friends of the show. Mr.
What do you call them?
FOTS, friends of the show, the FOTS. All our FOTS out there.
Okay.
Our friends of the show said this. Mr. Hewitt said this movie should never, ever, ever possibly be remade. It's untouchable. Don't ever touch this film unless you want to redo it with Muppets, and that's The Princess Bride. He wants The Princess Bride in Muppet form.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I feel like it could fall into the comedy thing. I agree with McDonald about the villain being human makes it better. But I don't know if we want. I kind of want Count Rugen and Prince Humperdinck to both, since they're kind of co-villains in that.
I would allow more than one human, but let's keep it.
They're co-villains.
Yeah,
they're co-villains in that movie. They're equally bad people.
Andre the Giant is Sweetums.
No, Snuffleupagus.
No.
He's not a Muppet. He's a Sesame Street character.
He's Muppet adjacent.
He said Sweetums, Gonzo's Inigo Montoya, Kermit as Wesley. Some of this fits out well. Fozzie is Visini. It was a lot there. Mr. Carlson, friend of the show, reached out to me and wanted to get involved in the situation. He suggests, what about Bob, but just keep Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Have him work.
Well, even in Stripes, it should be Bill Murray.
This is the problem, though. You can't have the main character not be a Muppet.
Right.
Hang on, that new recent Muppet movie they had that you didn't see it though, but the main character was what's his name from
it was the guy from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
He was a
Jason something or other.
Ran it together, trying to put stuff back. He was like a fan of the Muppets. And he's trying to get the show back together, and everyone's going their own way. It could work. But that's what they pitched. I appreciate the guest.
So, hold on.
We'll dig more into it next time.
You don't have to have Bill Murray be the human character. I think it would be even funnier if the human character is the therapist. And because you know how annoying Bob is in the movie, Charlie, you make Fozzie Bear Bob.
No, Gonzo's more. I find Gonzo more annoying than Fozzie.
All right. But anyway, all right. This is my favorite one. The Muppets remake Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The sole human character is Principal Rooney.
Yeah, of course. He's the villain.
Yeah. Oh my God, it slots so well. You got Kermit as Ferris.
Here's
you got
the thing.
Piggy as Sloan.
No. I don't know who the human character is. I need Rooney.
Cameron. Oh no, make the best friend.
No, wait, go stay with me on this because Rooney has to be Sam the Eagle. Like, there's no way we're leaving that off the table. The authoritative Sam the Eagle as the principal.
Sam the Eagle. I don't think he's jerky enough. I don't feel comfortable making Muppets like villainous. It doesn't feel right.
No, but he's very by the book and by law and order. That's why he's jerky. He just we follow rules.
So they would have
American
to
way,
it
and then
down.
It's the British way, like the whole thing. I think he would be the good one, but I do like that idea. I think we can argue casting. Arguing at casting feels like a lot of fun in my head. Yeah. What else you got? Probably had one more.
I did have one more. I was thinking about this. Which version would I like? Would I like the action serious of a Bond, or would I like the comedy end of an Austin Powers? So I would like. I don't want to say the Muppet Who Shagged Me. But
it's hard to spoof a movie that's already a spoof.
But the funny part that I was thinking about it is like, when he's like, I'm Kermit the Frog. And then you get the Gonzo, and it's just like because you Fozzie the Bear. And it's just like, I'm Gonzo, the Gonzo. He's a Gonzo. That's what he is.
See,
that's what I was thinking
like
about.
A good sketch. I don't know if that's a full movie.
Right, so I have one more idea. I think I put a lot of thought into this one, and I'm like, it would be a really funny remake along the lines in the veins of Stripes, but Police Academy. Police Academy was such a funny movie. All the Muppets have to go to the academy because of whatever the mayor is like. We need a Muppet.
Task force. Oh my God, that's amazing.
But we need humans, a lot more humans, because I feel like the Muppets busting humans would be a lot funnier than the Muppets busting other Muppets. And that's the special task force, and that's why all the Muppets have to join the police academy.
Kermit would be Mahoney.
Yeah. And then the Lassard, is it Lassard? Who was like the drill instructor kind of guy? He's the human, because he's like the jerky antagonist.
I love it. That's great. Jesus,
Yeah,
that's a good one, Mr. G.
Yeah, throw that in. We're gonna throw that in.
All right,
All right,
throw it in there.
we have some good ones here today. All right, guys, I think you did a good job with this. We have a lot of good pitches, a lot to get through, a lot to dig through, and we're not going to announce it. Am I reading this right? We're not going to announce it until we have our finished bracket. So one of these will be in the 4, and if you guys are fans, you have some ideas, you can pitch it to us. Maybe it'll make the cut, and we'll add 4 to our comedy group. I think we got like 10 or 11 choices to choose from.
Yep.
I kind of know what I want already, but we'll see how it goes.
So,
All right.
Mr. Richardson, we should share where the fans can share their ideas with us.
Well, you can go to Instagram at fanandalorians.podcast. I'm going to post stuff about this. You can go to the Twitter X vehicle at fanandalorianspod, TikTok at the Fanandalorians podcast. Email us at the fanandaloriansmailbag@gmail.com and text us at 631-494-3632. We got to hit the road. For Mr. G, Mr. McDonald, I'm Mr. Richardson. Thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next time on the Fandalorians. Teachers by day, nerds by night.
You guys are killing me with this font stuff. These random Comic Sans fonts.
Where?
Just in general.
Me? I did it?
No, no, it was Pat.
You don't like changes of fonts midway?
No.
It looks pretty.
That's why we do it.
No. Yeah, I was literally at an AI. I'm on the AI subcommittee, and the whole time we're like looking at stuff because right now we're at everyone's like working on something different in the committee, and they're like sharing their stuff. And at one point, I was like, "Can we just all agree to pick a font size and font to do our work in?"
Yeah.
And then someone else was like, they had a stoplight. They had like infographic with a stoplight.
Okay.
And stoplights are red, yellow, green.
That's
and
how-
then they had a little like emoji that had the stoplight on it. But then when they wrote it, they had green, yellow, red. They had it backwards. And I was just like, can we just go and take a moment just to switch the green and the red so it's like, the right order, like everything else?
That's funny.
I get it. Because I would be laughing and trying to fight to keep.
No, because what it does is it looks stupid.
I know, but I'd still just do it because people.
No. Like when I do stuff
I'm a
with
terrible
kids,
person, man.
Google Slides or whatever, I have approved font list, and you have to pick a font off this list, and it's like a legit font list, and I grade them on their artistic value and color palette. True, man, Jimmy, don't laugh, but it's true.
I want to do post.
It's good. No, it is because it's great.
I just have to keep this in that you grade your kids on a color palette. What grade is this?
Well, this is what I was doing in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
In 2nd grade, I bring it up to them. But the whole idea, Jimmy, is that it's graphic design.
7.
No, you're teaching graphic design.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. You could justify it. It's cool.
It's not justification. You're teaching graphic design.
It's a little justification for
No.
grading.
I literally sat through a presentation at my local high school where some dude had a PowerPoint with like the school logo in the background, had the words over the logo, and then just highlighted the words in yellow.
That's terrible. What color is your
but he's
no one taught him graphic design. Like no one actually like
he was
expressed it to him.
It's just a color wheel.
No, listen, it
All right.
matters.
I think this is the greatest thing
For
I've ever
Charlie,
seen.
I made the font uniform in size and font choice.
Thank you.